Following the success of his sold-out tour 2024 tour and the release of his latest Sunday Times bestseller, Unfiltered, former F1 team principal Guenther Steiner has announced a brand new tour. The tour will see him visit 37 venues across England, Scotland, Wales, and not to forget the Isle of Man, with dates in Ireland to be announced soon. And we are absolutely thrilled to say he has joined us in the studio this morning. It's a very good morning to Guenther. How are you this morning, Guenther?
Morning, Guenther.
Good morning, guys. I'm very good, thank you, and thanks for having me.
No, it's wonderful for you taking the time to come in and see us. Now, there's a million things we want to ask you, a million things we want to say. Tell us first of all about the tour.
Yeah, the tour is last year's tour was very successful, so it was decided we make more events, and they got more and more, and I think it's now one of the biggest tours ever done, you know, so it's good fun to do it. And I'm there with my ghostwriter, James Hogg, you know, we are talking about, and he's changing it around all the time, so it keeps me engaged, you know, and it's informative and also funny, you know. It's we are not taking ourselves too serious, you know. You have to take yourself serious, but not too serious. That's the trick, I think, always.
Well, first thing I've got to say to you, in the 2 minutes we've had together with Dino and you sat down, I can tell right away that you don't take yourself too seriously. It's a great quality. What made you want to do the tour in the first place? And clearly, if you're doing another one, you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. And in the first place, you know, when a book comes out and the book was successful, you say, let's do a tour so we get to the people. And my feeling was the people like it, and then it's just like, you know, let's do another one, you know, because we are selling out most of the places, so selling very good, and it's good to engage, it's entertaining, and I enjoy it, you know, so why not doing more if you can? And if people enjoy it, obviously, if there would be nobody coming, I wouldn't be going to do them, because sitting there in a theatre on your own talking about things is no fun, you know. But
the demand's there.
Exactly, the demand is there, and then we go to the people, and I hope they have fun.
Do you not think you should be slowing down a bit? Because I've done a bit of research, and it's your birthday on the 7th of April.
We'll have a wee look.
And you're 60. Can you believe it?
No,
You're 60.
I'm 60, yeah. But, you know, when you get to that age, people say, oh, you should slow down. I mean, I still feel, as long as the health is good, why should I slow down? And as long as I enjoy it. And I must say, in my 60 years I'm on this world, you know, I would say 90% of the things I did professionally or I had fun, you know, and if I don't have fun, I don't do it anymore, because then I don't think I'm good at it, you know. If I enjoy it, I hope anyway I'm good, and you know, there's always somebody better out there, I know that one, but in the end I enjoy it, and then I do it. Why should I slow down? What should I do? Sitting at home doing nothing? Exactly. Yeah, you can go fishing, but fishing after 3 days gets old pretty quick, you know.
I think it's your character that's got you success. Your character definitely got that. That show,
enthusiasm
show. You were just yourself in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always trying to be myself, you know. And again, I was fortunate that the jobs I had, especially in the last 15, 20 years, I could be myself. Nobody told me who to be, because if they told me who I should be, I told them what I think of them and where they can go. You know, it's 2 words, and it's not Merry Christmas, you know. So,
well, Guenther, I'm going to plug it because, most importantly, for more information on the tour and to purchase tickets, go to www.fane.co.uk. Now, I'm going to ask you the obvious question, and you might be able to answer it.
You want a free ticket?
That was my question after my next question. Where are you playing in Scotland? Do you know exactly where you're playing in Scotland?
We're going to Edinburgh and to Glasgow, but I don't know which theatre, because if you've got so many events, I don't remember, you know. I sometimes want to forget that my birthday is in 10 days because I'm getting 60.
Do you watch obviously you do watch the racing, I suppose, but it's Japan at the weekend. How do you see it shaping up so far? Lewis Hamilton, how do you think he's doing?
I think Japan this weekend, I mean, the McLarens are very strong, and Lewis and Ferrari did a very good job in China in the sprint race, in qualifying. They won the race there, you know, because he got the start, but then obviously in the race it wasn't so good for Ferrari. They didn't have the performance wasn't as they wanted it to be, and then they got disqualified at the end. So I think for me the favorites in Japan are McLaren. You know, it's one of these racetracks, and we will really see in Japan where the cars are standing. It's the first racetrack with really fast corners. You know, very challenging. So you know, and it's always a fantastic race. I love the circuit there. You know, because if I would be a driver, that is where I wanted to drive. You know, so but I think the favorites are the McLarens, and then behind them it's so close. You really don't know who is good. I mean, Mercedes came out always to be pretty good, and nobody noticed it, you know, strange enough, because Lewis is gone. It's weird, you know. George is doing a fantastic job, and he finished on the podium twice, but it was always, you know, he's on the podium, but it will be a tight fight of it for the podium.
Big test, big question marks this year over Max?
Max is good, you know, and now he's got a new teammate in Japan. So, you know, Red Bull is struggling a little bit. I think Red Bull without Max would be struggling a lot more. So Max always can pull something off. And in Japan, sometimes the weather plays in Max's hand. Rain, he's very good, you know. So let's see what he can do. But he's not a favourite to win.
It's amazing, Guenther, thinking about it. And you talk about teammates there, and you talk about clearly people in F1 or any sport, any business, have got to make big decisions. But one of the big stories over the weekend was Red Bull dropping Liam Lawson for Tsunoda. Is that one of these decisions that sometimes just has to be made? As cruel as sometimes it might be, as hard a decision to make, you've just got to make them.
Absolutely, and I would say on that case, the good thing is Liam Lawson, because if you would drop him completely after 2 races, I think that would be a little bit harsh. Yeah. But he wasn't dropped, he was just exchanged, because they are lucky to have 2 teams. They've got the Racing Bulls and Red Bull, so they swapped him with one of the other drivers, so he still has got the chance to show what he can do in the Racing Bulls car, and then maybe next year come back. And also it gives Yuki Tsunoda the chance to be in a winning car or a front runner, to show what he can do, because he was 4 years at Racing Bulls in the second team of Red Bull, and now he's given the chance to show what he can do. So I think I think the decision was very, very good, and need to be taken. I just, the only thing what I would say, I think it should have been considered in the beginning of the year to put Tsunoda in the Red Bull and Liam Lawson for 1 year in the Racing Bull, to see that he can grow, because now obviously he got a little bit of a shock, because Max can go on the podium like he did in Australia, and the other guy is the podium from the backhand.
Would you, if you were team principal now, would you take him one side and try and coach him, Liam, and say, this is what you've done wrong, you've had a little go at it, this is what you've been doing wrong, this is what you do right, and you've got to put it, or does it just experience of getting in the car? It's
just experience getting in the car. Obviously you need to explain him, guy, this is an opportunity for you, you know, instead of stopping your career, killing your career, we give you the opportunity to go in the Racing Bulls, where he raced before last year, a few races for them. He knows the people there. Take the opportunity to learn and to come back, and then get back to your good old, because when he raced last year and the year before, he did a very good job. I think it's just like going into the big team, call it Red Bull, with Max Verstappen, the man. You know, it's just a lot of pressure, and obviously somehow he couldn't handle it. And obviously there's always, the car, I don't like the car. But, I mean, Max Verstappen doesn't like the car, but he's still fast.
Yeah. Guenther, tell me, what would you say, difficult question, what would you say you think are the biggest changes in F1 in recent years, perhaps since you started? I'm guessing maybe car safety would come into the equation. And I need you to tell me who would be your favourite drivers over the years.
I mean, as you say, the cars, always safety and sustainability. It's a big thing in F1, you know, to make the cars more sustainable, with more electricity, and then in the future with sustainable fuels, you know, which are coming next year. But safety is one of the aspects. I mean, the accidents we saw in the last years, maybe 10 years ago, some of these people wouldn't have walked away from it, you know. So that's a very good thing. And the drivers are like to work most of, and maybe it's also because it was one of the last ones I worked with, Nico Hülkenberg. I had a very good relationship with him, very good. And then in the good old days, working with Eddie Irvine, it was quite exciting.
I'll bet. Never a dull moment.
Exactly.
I can imagine the two of you together, boy.
That you run.
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything, you know. And maybe nothing right.
Where is it?
In my hometown in Merano in northern Italy. I'm not running it myself. I own it, but
whereabouts is it in northern Italy?
You know Bolzano?
Yeah.
It's just 20 k's from there. It's a city. It's the next city up from Bolzano, you know. So it's a very tourist area, and I like the house. And you know, what do you do?
Am I right? The native language is German.
Yes, my native language. Yeah, in Italy. Yeah.
And nobody. I asked the producer, where do you think Guenther's from? 7 guesses. Never
Germany.
said Italian.
Italian, no, never. I speak fluent Italian. I've got an Italian passport and an American one, but it's Italy. You know, in the good old days, it belonged to the Austrian-Hungarian kingdom, and then it was split up in 1990, and that part went to Italy. But we still speak German there. About 300,000 people like me. I went to German school, but I speak fluent Italian as well.
Guenther, we used to go every pre-season, every pre-season training. When Graham came, we used to fly into Pisa. Mm-hmm. And we used to go to a place called Choco, Il Choco.
I know Choco very well.
You know it really well, just above the hills in Barga, right? Yeah. And I tell this story often. Absolutely stunning part of the world, beautiful. So we used to go, and it was away up in the hills in Barga. And one night, myself and me and Gerant, one of my sidekicks, we get the bikes out, and we thought we'll have a cycle down to Barga, just for a wee half an hour ourselves, just to see how we got on. Anyway, we cycled down to Barga. Guenther, I promise you, every second face was from Glasgow, because, believe it or not, they have a fish and chip festival in Barga every year. Incredible.
You didn't know that?
Absolutely incredible.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave you with that. So I'm going to head over to your Airbnb for some fish and chips. Listen, thank you so much, Guenther, for coming in to see us. Absolutely wonderful. We wish you the very, very best for the tour. I don't have any doubt, and Nara Bodino is going to be a major success.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
And
Thanks
I'm coming to your Airbnb.
Okay, yeah. And you're coming to the show, you get free tickets.
You better believe it. I'll take you up on that. Don't forget, he's back on tour this year at 37 different locations across the UK and Ireland. For more information, as we said, on the tour, please go to purchase tickets to www.fane.co.uk.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.